Because of uh, scheduled maintenance tomorrow, we have no power. Okay, so that's why I'm taking this compensatory class. So let us start. We have left at this predefined preprocessor, and I had already explained that what are the different predefined preprocessors are available. So define include undef, ifdef, if not define, if, else, elif, and if, error, PRA, GMA. So these are the preprocessor, and it is always begin with hash symbol, and it is always written from 0th column. Okay, row there is no restriction, but column there is restricted. So this is our first example of predefined macros. So here, better to remove this and start afresh. Yes. Here you can see that this word define max array length equals to 20. Okay. So likewise, whenever suppose you are confused and there are already told you 10,000 line of codes. Okay. 10,000 line of codes are there. Then how do you identify about which variable I am talking and what is the declaration and what is the current value of variable? So for this purpose, we have already defined this variable in somewhere above the main program or between. You can also declare between, but major practice is to define it above the main program. Fine. Now, this directive tells the C preprocessor. Okay, what is CPP? This is C preprocessor to replace instance of all max underscore array underscore length with 20. Fine. And use define for constant to increase the readability. So this will always, you cannot change the value of this. You can change, but there is syntax. You cannot assign the value to this because this is already a constant. So let us see whether it is permitting to assign a value or not. Let us check. Okay. Now, this is our include file. This is another directive. So if you are using system libraries, then you need to use angular brackets. While if you are using your local directory, local or user defined header file, then you need to use double quote. This directive tells C preprocessor to get stdio.h from system libraries and add text to current source file. Whatever there is written, it will be included. It is added. Okay, added above the main program. The next line tells CPP to get my header.h from local directory and add the content to the current source file. So whatever contents are there. So today I am going to explain you using my header. Okay. I had not explained in other class, but it is much better practice to use this my header. We will define each and everything at my header and we will call it in main program. Fine. So this is our my header.h file. Undef file size. Suppose here I had defined max array length. Now you want to change it to 200. So what you need to do? You need to do undef. Then what is the name of this constant? So max underscore array underscore length. Now you want to shift it to 200. Okay. Here you are undefining. So no need to go for this shifting actually. Now you need to redefine this. Fine. Now you need to redefine this because I don't know what is the size of this in 10,000 line. Although there are find and replaces are available nowadays, but that time it was very difficult. If we are using console based system and each and everything is above your screen and no other screen you can open, then how do you find this? Okay, so this was a very big problem. So to avoid such kind of problem, we have used undefined. We need not to go for backtrace the file. Just write undef max array length. If it is defined, then also there is no problem. It is, if it is not defined, then also no problem, because you are writing define, and don't put a space over here because of this tablet. Some space will be shown here, but it is not a space. Now again define max underscore array underscore length. Okay, and now you want to define it to 200. Fine. So this is the file size. How this is the max array length, which was earlier 20. Now it is 200. Now come to see. So many times you may have question that if it is there, if it is in front of me, then why not better to delete this? But up to, suppose it was declared at first line, okay, and it is used up to 400 line. Suppose up to 400 line, it is 20. It is 20. You want to use 20. After 400 lines, you want to use 200. So that's why you need not to delete it. You need to remain this particular code over here. Now come to next thing. If not defined, then you can define. Suppose it is not defined there. If it is not defined there, then how do you find whether it is defined or not? Okay. How do you find if because 10,000 line of code compilation is a big process also. So you cannot take risk. So better to write if not defined, not defined. What is not defined? Max underscore array underscore length. Okay. If not defined, then make a tab, define. If it is not defined, then define what? What you need to define? Max array, very good, underscore length. Now we need to close this because there is no curly brace. You need to use all the hashes. All the hashes says that this is preprocessor. Okay, preprocessor. So now it will be and if. Why and if? Because it is started with if. If not defined. If not defined. Fine. Now come to this. Yes. Any doubt? Okay.
No,
fine.
sir.
Okay, fine. Suppose you want to debug a program. So you can write if debug. Okay. And then debugging statement will be here. And finally, it will end if. So as soon as we will cover, we will complete this unit, we will start debugging the program. Fine. So debugging is also very important and very interesting thing. It tells the C preprocessor to process the statement enclosed in debug is defined. And this is useful if you pass the debug flag. Okay, debug flag with GCC compiler. Because if you are going to debug with GCC, you need to pass this flag. And after passing this flag, at the time of compilation, this will define debug. So you can turn debugging on and off on the fly. Means if you are going to compile your program, you can use this debugs. Predefined macros are also there. Predefined macros. So in case of predefined macros, date is predefined. Okay, ANSI defines number of macros, although each one is available for use in programming. The predefined macros should not be directly modified. You cannot modify it directly because it is defined in include stdio.h or some other files. Fine. So if you want to print date, so what was our earlier tradition? Just write system and put a double quote here and then type date, and then it will display date as well as time. But it is from standard library. Okay, it is from standard library. Now, if you don't want to use such system command, because this system command is not available in Turbo C, fine. Uh, the system command is not available in Turbo C. Let me write once again. So this is our SYSTEM system. Then put the command over here, date. Okay. So automatically it will execute, but it is available with Unix-like system, Unix-like or GCC compiler. It is not available for Turbo C. Okay, so that's why you cannot use. If you want to use it with Turbo C, then better to write these variables. Actually, these are commands, and this is invoked directly. This invokes the system directly and put the date. Like triple M is character, then DD is number, and YYYY is also number. Similarly, time, number colon number colon number. File. So this actually, I will show you one program if time permits me. So it will directly invoke the file name, and you can also invoke directly by main program. Okay. Now come to line. This contains the current line number as a decimal constant, and stdc, this define one. Actually, what is the C standard? If you are following ANSI standard, then it will return one. Okay. So this is the program. Here it will show the name of file. It will show the date like this. Fine. Time like this. Line, actually it is 7, because if you check 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So this is our current line. So it will print 7. And this follows ANSI standard. That's why it is returning 1. So yes, let me explain each one and then go for programming. This C preprocessor offers different operators. So first operator is slash. If you want to write, actually best practice is line in one line, code in one line. Okay, code in one line. Okay. If you want to define the macros, you need to code in one line. But sometimes it is not possible to define each and everything in one line. So you can use slash, backward slash. Okay, Michael Jackson slash. Then whatever code you want to write, you can write here. Fine. So this is tabbed. This must be tabbed so that it is able to understand that this is the definition. Now come to string operator, stringize operator. Stringize operator is also very interesting operator. Here message underscore for is a macro defined by us, and what it will take? It will take argument from user. It will take 2 arguments from user. 2 arguments from user. Now, whatever written is, it is replaced, whether it is a string or character. So it will automatically see whenever we want to pass the string, you need to use double quote. But here no quote is there, and it will automatically go to this place, not go to this place. This will okay. So now come to main program. Okay. So this is our main program, and in this main program, I had written message for. So this Carol will move here, and this Deborah will move here. Okay. After that, this will pass to printf, and this will pass to here, and this will automatically printing what? This Carol and Deborah will. So without using double quote, you can also replace the strings. Fine. Now come to token passing operator. Token passing. Fine. So this is also another interesting thing. Here you can see that different means include file is there. Now define token pastener. So token pastener, and whatever value you are passing, it will automatically search. What it will search? It will search for this pattern. Whatever begin with token, it will search for a number, and this will replace by this token. Okay, this token, and finally it will give you printout. Suppose instead of this token, I am writing couple. Okay, so what will happen in main program? In main program, integer token 34 equals to 40. This is our declaration. Now token pastener 34. So token pastener will tokenize. How it will tokenize? It will go to this particular place, and now this number is here, and this number is replaced by this string. So what it will become? It will become token 34. Now this token 34, the value of token 34 is replaced by this place. So this will be 40. Now what is your n? N is 34. And now what is written? Couple. So the answer is couple 34 equals to 40. Fine. So this is the way you can use token pastener. Any doubt related with token pastener?
No, sir.
Fine. So when we compile the above code, it will produce the result like this. It happens so because the example result in actual output from this preprocessor, and this is the replacement of the token. Okay. If you replace this, it will become this statement. So this example shows the concatenation of token hash n into token 34, and here we have used both stringize and token pasting. Now defined operator. Defined operator is used in constant expression to determine if the identifier is defined using define or not. If the specified identifier is defined, the value is true and it will return any non-zero number. If the symbol is not defined, then it will false and it will return 0. So the defined operator is specified as if not defined message. Okay, if not defined message, then you can define you wish. In previous section, what we have done here, we have undef. Okay, and also I had shown you if not defined, but here one more syntax is there because this is operator. So one more syntax for this operator is if not defined. Defined keyword is used and it will pass to the parameter. Now it will define you wish and finally and if. Okay. So here it will return whether it is defined or not. So we will see the example of this also. Parameterized macros. Parameterized macros are also very important thing. This is a function. If you are calling in main program, okay, if you are calling it in main program, then what will happen? Printf %d not better to write something else. Square of %d equals to %d. Okay, so I'm replacing this d with 5 and calling this function. So this is our square and then pass it to here. This is just simplest explanation of function, how function will be called. Okay, because I had not explained till now and it is not Up to this point, this is not in syllabus. So that's why so now with this, due to this, it will print 5, no issue, because it is replaced by this. And now for this, it will search for square. Okay. And this C, that square is defined here. And how many parameters are there? One parameter. So this 5 will be replaced and this 5 will be replaced and it will return what value? 5 multiplied by 5, and it will return to this place. Okay. This place will come back to this place. And finally, the answer will be 25. Fine. Now, we can rewrite this code, this functional code as macro. How do we write? Here we have used curly braces, but here you cannot use curly braces. You need to use parenthesis only. So define, same thing is define, and see the beauty of macro is that you need not to declare integer. Okay, you can directly put any value and let us see whether what will be the result if we are putting X or any string over here. So it will be our next task. Similarly, if you want to define macro for maximum among two number. So what it does, this is our opening and closing, and then variable is compared, then ternary operator is there, whatever true is there and whatever false is there, it will return the value. Fine. So maximum between 20 and 10, 10 and 20 will be passed. 10 will go to X and 20 will go to Y. Fine. And then it will check whether 10 is greater than 20. No. So it will return 20. Fine. So it will return false branch. So with this, we finish our lecture portion. So let us see each and everything in detail. So this is our screen. Okay. And let me show you how do we use header file. So I am creating one console application, and this is empty console application based on C program. Project title is header file, HE or macros. Fine. And then finish. Now here you can see that main.c is there, and I am adding one more file here, empty file, and this, yes, I want to use it, and the name of file is my header, and this is not C++ file, it is H file, header file. Where is the header file? Haskell, Hitachi. Okay, so now this is H headers. It is coming here, and now I am modifying the words. Like previously, we have declared integer k equals to 20. Fine. So this is in my header, and now I am using main.c. So here I need to include my header. So it is shown here. Just click on it. Now printf %d. Okay, so I am showing you include header, and I had defined here, and now I want to use this variable %d comma I. Okay, so let us see whether it will, oh, semicolon. Yeah, okay, I need to put semicolon here. Now save all, error I undeclared. Okay. So how do I because my header is included and it must be compiled before and it must use, I don't know, but in Turbo this will happen. So not an issue. Extern int I. Now it is working clearly. Here you can see that whatever undefined reference to I. Oh, that is the problem. Yes. See, extern is also not required. Automatically it will include what it will include. It will include I, integer k, because it is defined here and it will be included here. Let us run once again. So it will include and hello world 20 will be printed. So are you able to understand what is the use of header file?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So now there is flexibility. You can either define here or you can define here. So I am going to define everything here. So our first definition is my header is done. Now undef file and def file size. Let us see what will happen if we run this code, whether it gives an error or not. So this is save and now main program will be compiled. We cannot compile. So there is no problem. And suppose I want to write what is the variable file size. So I want to print the file size, then whether it is able to print the file size or not. Let us see file size. So now it is able to print the file size. Fine. So whether it is defined or not, undef file size. If it is defined, then it will be undefined. So let us see one more important thing. Hash define file underscore size to 67. So see, because I had included this file before, so it will print 67 or 42 because conflict is also there. It is printing 67 because it is defined here and it will check for this file. Otherwise, it's already defined and not undefined. So you can define multiple times, and let us define one more time here. (607). So now new definition will be printed and it is not required to go for 0th line nowadays. But before this, it must be at 0th line. Okay, so there is no problem in declaring 8th column or somewhere else. So you have seen how do we define the macros, and you are a tremendous capability of defining the macros. You can use any macro, you can use or define any macro. Fine.
Yes, sir.
Okay, now come to message. This is the macro. If def message define, if not defined. Okay, now come to printing of this statement. %s, and this is our message. I'm replacing this word. Now it will print the message you wish. Okay. Suppose this message, I define this message, define message as and it is saved. Fine. And go to main program. Now, if I'm using this, so it will not print you wish. It will print hello, how are you? Fine. So let us see. Hello, how are you? Why it is printing hello, how are you? Because here it is written that if not defined, then it will define. If already defined message, then it will print the already defined message. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Now come to next. Only this much statement is required. So this will be pasted over here. Now you can see the line number and this will print effective line number. Okay, effective. Effective means whether you have used comments or not. Suppose I'm going to make some comment. So this is our multi-line comment, star hash slash star and star slash. Now the effective line is 20. So it will print 19. So it will print 19. Okay, let us run this program. So here you can see the output. This line will give you file size, whatever file size written is here. Then how are you, because already defined in my header. And then it will print the date for today, what is the current time and what is the current line number. And then ANSI standard, it is following ANSI standard. Okay, so this is the predefined macros which you can use. Now come to next, operators. We are going to use operator. This first we need to use this. Fine. So this operator is there. If I am not using this operator, then it will print an error message. Error stray hash. Yes or no? This error is there. So if I am putting this slash, then it will automatically, the color of this is green and I had not used. Fine. So there is no problem if I am not using this, but it will not give me any error message. So this is multiple line break. If you want to break this code, otherwise you need to use this code as this. Fine. So either if it is permitted, then you can use this. Otherwise, a big line is there, then you need to use like this. Now call this function. Message for is a function, and let me call this function. So if I'm calling this, it will print A and B. Okay. It will print A and B, we love you. Let us write something else. Okay, if I'm writing Uttar and Dakshin, then it will print Uttar and Dakshin, we love you. Fine. So this is a stringized operator. Stringized operator will automatically convert this as a string. It will be replaced here. Okay, you need not to write in code. Fine. Now come to next. Stringize is done, then token passing. So let us write token passing program. Only this function is required. Token passing. Token pasting actually. Another function, token pasting. Now it will give me error. Why? Because I had not written slash over here, or I need to use this statement before. Now it will not give me any error. So better to use token pastener. Okay. So integer token 5 4 equals to 89. Suppose this is given. Fine. Now, if you are printing this statement, so let me copy the, okay, there is no requirement of token copy. Yes. So what is my token name? Token name is 4. So let me use 4. Then it will replace and it will give you answer as. So this is our answer. What is the answer? Token 4 equals to 89. Fine. If I am replacing this word to Kapil. So now Kapil 4 equals to 89 will be printed. Fine. And if I am writing here Kapil, then there is error. Because no variable will be there. So it will print an error. Kapil 4 undeclared. First declare it. Okay. So we need to declare that and then only we can print it. So this is very important function actually. Now define. If define message, so this define is there and I need to put hash over there. Hash if define message, then define message you wish. Here message is defined you wish. Okay. If not defined, then you need to define this. If it is defined, then there is no problem. So both the functions are working similar. Both the working the working of both the function is similar. Now what I need to do, I simply make this comment to check whether the function is working or not. So here message is there and better to write this you wish to 4 5 6 7. So it will not printing you wished 4 5 6 7 because already we have defined. Yes or no? Message is defined or not?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Where? In my header. In my header. So I need to comment this and then save this and again I need to use it. So now you can see that you wish 4 5 6 7 will be coming. Fine.
Yes,
Then
yes.
okay. Then come to preprocessor operation is completed. Now come to this program defining macro as a function. So this is our last macro. And if you call this, so let me use the same statement from here. So it will automatically check for this line and then here it is running that /n any other place /n. Now it is okay. Now you can see that maximum between 20 and 10 is 20. Fine. So this is how one can use preprocessor macros. If you have any doubt, you can ask. No doubt?
No, sir.
So with this, we finish today's class. And if means tomorrow there will be no class. Okay, I will ask Pankaj sir for this. And if there will be class, I will call you back. Fine. Although the team will call you, but no need to join. Fine. So thank you. Happy
Okay,
Diwali,
sir. Thank you,
everyone.
sir.
Okay, happy Diwali,
Thank you,
everyone.
sir. Same to you.
Okay, thank you.